John Bradley was here, and we were talking to him about his experience at the party, the sort of premiere party for the final season, and he said that a big moment for him was getting to meet Dave Chappelle and realizing Dave Chappelle is a fan. Mm-hmm. And I bet for a lot of different people in Game of Thrones, different cast members, there's certain people you meet who are fans, and it really means something to you that person's a fan. Do you know what I mean? Like, oh my God, that person's a fan? I idolize that person.
Well, I can remember on set this year, this is quite nerdy. This isn't like Dave Chappelle, but I was...
Well, there's no nerdy stuff on this show. But Andy and I are jocks. Beat him up, Andy.
But yeah, I was reading a book by this neuroscientist called David Eagleman, and then our producers just walked by and went, "Huh, you're reading Eagleman's book?" It's like, what, you know this guy? And then he took a picture of me and sent it to this incredible scientist. And
so the creators of the show know this neuroscientist, Eagleman. Are you studying to be a neuroscientist?
I am going back in September to study neuroscience, yeah.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Are you going to still do some acting as well? Do you think you're going to try and split your time between neuroscience and acting?
Yeah, definitely.
Good for you. I love that.
Yeah, it just feels like, especially after the end of this sort of wild 10 years, which kind of feels like I've already lived an entire life and career already, and it's actually like, I've only just turned 20.
When this started...
I'm just beginning my life. So.
When this started, you were 10. You're 20 now, so this really has been, and those are formative years in your life. I don't count the first couple, because none of us, 1 through 5, nothing's going on,
It's genuinely quite hard to remember what life was like before Game of Thrones. It was, as you said, it was that kind of age where you haven't really even become the person you are yet. Kind of everything about me today is in some way I owe it to Game of Thrones.
And it's, I imagine, profoundly emotional.
Yeah.
Too, that I know that you guys all finished, you wrapped on this show over a year ago.
Yeah, nearly
a year ago. And so you've lived for a while knowing that, okay, we're no longer shooting Game of Thrones, but at least you've known that the show isn't over. Now you're sort of marching towards the end of the show.
Well, that was the thing, and it kind of felt, I can remember after we finished filming, and I had a really emotional last day, in floods of tears, saying goodbye to people who have literally watched me grow up. It is genuinely like leaving home or saying goodbye to your family. These people have known you for so well and worked with you in such close proximity and with such intensity for such a long time. And then after that was done, I was kind of like, within a couple of months, it was like, I'm over this, it's done, this is history. And then, of course, it all starts coming out, and it definitely doesn't feel done now. It's kind of peak hysteria at the moment. So I think it won't be for another 6 or 7 months until it's all done and sort of getting quiet, and everybody starts to move on, and then it will be like, whoa,
right,
where am I?
Right. Studying neuroscience. Which I think is amazing, by the way. I love that you're doing that. Better you than me. Game of Thrones airs Sundays at 9 on HBO.
I love like we need to help Game of Thrones.
It's so forget when I look over and they're holding up a card. Tell people when Game of Thrones is on, in case they're interested. Anyway, it's this thing. It's on 9 at HBO. Try and find it. Good luck to you. Isaac Hempstead, Wright, please come back and see us again. Always a pleasure.
Good